Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Indexnine Podcast. Today I'm glad to have Aashish Singla, our CTO, here with me. We are going to speak about AI in testing and SnapTest Author, our very own test case authoring platform. So good to have you here, Ashish. Welcome.
Thanks, Varun. Super excited to be here again.
So Ashish, let's begin with AI, right? AI is there everywhere in the world right now. There are so many AI agents and tools for just about any task that you can imagine. So, given that there are so many agents and tools that are out there, what are you seeing in the engineering space?
So, well, 2025, Varun, has been a very defining year for AI, where it has moved from hype to reality. The process of software development itself is being rewritten and transformed, by integrating AI throughout the life cycle, optimizing app development, and fundamentally changing how code is built, evolved, tested, and managed.
So, within DLC as well, we do see spec-driven development as a big theme. Uh, what do we see specifically towards AI in testing? Because we know that AI agents have the potential to write test cases. What are you seeing there specifically?
Well, AI testing has a huge role to play, right from the process of writing the test cases to automating them to maintaining the scripts. You see that AI is reshaping each and every area to bring very intelligent and adaptive systems in place. So, what we have learned in 2025, and that's what we have been able to apply to our test author platform, is that AI is not the solution to look at. This is where we started 2025 with, right? It's not agent which is gonna give you the solution. It's how you use the agent as a tool, how you put it into a harness, and then get value out of it, right? So putting the agent into the workflows, giving it a specific ontology is what generates value, and that's exactly what we have been able to bring to our test author platform to uh, to create the test cases.
So I think it started with structured prompting, and then the structures kind of deepened and became ontologies, right? So test author specifically has an ontology called TMAP, a structured process. So could you walk us through what TMAP is?
Well, TMAP is a 30-year-old. It's a business-driven test management approach. It uses a variety of decision state matrices based on derived business value and business risk for the feature to be tested in order to design and author your test cases. It's an extensive methodology which traditionally has required very trained, skilled QA engineers to put this practice for an enterprise. What we have been able to do is to bring this knowledge into our TMAP agent and use it in our test author platform. And we have enabled this TMAP agent by giving it a repository of knowledge, something that we call knowledge hub, and also widely known as the context lake of our platform.
So this context lake is very interesting. Can you tell us more about it?
Well, AI agents needs human in the loop to bring more knowledge into your system and to then maintain this context of your SME knowledge as one system, as a living system, interconnected system into your platform. Let me tell you a story, right? How this context lake came into being. So we're talking to this enterprise customer, wherein the problem statement was that they had age-old systems and they had all these SMEs which were getting mostly into this retiring age, and they wanted to somehow preserve that knowledge. Now, if you have to test your systems, you need that institutional knowledge and a lot about your products, how they're interconnected, how they behave, how to get preserve that knowledge into the system and not really being able to hire, right, a suite of skilled QA engineers was their problem statement. So we were able to get over all of that knowledge using AI, capture that into this context lake, which again was connected to the system so that it became a living repository of their institutional knowledge. So that's how context lake became into the being, and it started to power our test author platform in order to improve its quality, accuracy, and coverage.
So I think in AI agent engineering there is a phrase, context is king, right? But I would like to understand more specifically, like how does TestAuthor actually leverage this context lake? Like, where does it help?
Well, let me go back to the earlier example. So this enterprise customer in one of their products had a payments module. Test author identified this as a very high risk module. Since it retrieved this knowledge from the context lake that had unified the scattered product knowledge. Test author then prioritized new test case generation for these features, highlighting business critical issues in the product.
That's very interesting that there were different interconnected piece of context, and because they were unified under the context lake, TestAuthor could kind of identify that there are these modules that need to be tested uh, with a higher risk profile than the regular modules, right? Now, I want to also ask about how TestAuthor fits inside the Indexnine Snap platform, because the Snap platform is quite extensive. We have engineering processes, we have TestAuthor in there, and we also have Test Automate, right? So, how does TestAuthor kind of interact with all these different components of the ecosystem?
You could look at Snap platform as an AI powered velocity engine, right? As we call it at Index 9. So it starts right from redefining DLC in terms of how AI is reshaping it. So the product owner gives you the user stories and the specs. The specs are getting consumed by your development process in terms of SDD. At the same time, they get fed into your test author platform, which uses TMAP agents, enriched by your context lake to generate efficient test cases, which further is fed into our test automate platform, which is writing automation test scripts. This is the platform of your choice, whether Playwright or Selenium or Python robot. And then there is a self-healing system, which is helping you maintain the test scripts.
So, in essence, what you're saying is that TestAuthor is very well integrated into this ecosystem where autonomy is the first class citizen, right, of this system. Now, one issue that there is with AI models is the lack of explainability, right? LLMs are often considered black boxes, and
Right.
a lot of enterprises do not trust a solution that's not observable and explainable.
Correct.
So, I would like to focus on the explainability aspect of it. So, how is TestAuthor actually, giving you that explainability?
Well, you're very right, Varun. Whenever you build a system, and as we know that AI has been a black box, and how do you trust the outputs? So explainability is a very, very important aspect. We have taken very special care to bring this, to surface this knowledge to our POs and our functional consultants, so that they have more trust on the system. The way TMAP works, it generates lots of transient matrices, lots of decision state tables in order to match your conditions to test situations to actions and then to outcomes. All these transitional transit state matrices are surfaced by a test author platform for the PO to review, and in fact they can also influence it. So they can look at what kind of business risk and business value has been assigned to various situations, change it if they want, and then generate the test cases. So that way it is very, very transparent and very, very available to the POs.
So multiple customers are right now using TestAuthor over large code bases, right? And we are seeing the results come in. So what are some of the highlights that teams on the ground are reporting back?
So yes, we have customers in multiple domains which are using it. So there's a fintech client, there's a travel, there's a manufacturing enterprise client who are actively using it. Teams are reporting 3x to 5x velocity that they are seeing, and over time, as the context lake grows, we have seen that the accuracy and relevance of test cases improving by quite a lot. In fact, we are getting reports of about 90% coverage and quality. There is, of course, a reduced dependency on the SMEs, which is being taken very well, and there's a faster and stable QA cycles under continuous change that happens.
Yeah, it does seem like TestAuthor is bringing about a rather quiet revolution in the AI testing space for our
Yeah.
customers. And that's super exciting because seeing it interact with the other aspects of the SDLC process really makes me believe that AI-driven SDLC can finally be the reality that we are all hoping it could be, right? Now, how can organizations or businesses host it and use it within their own ecosystem?
It's quite flexible. So test author can be deployed within your organization's ecosystem. The current version runs on popular hyperscalers such as AWS and Azure, and it supports deployment aligned to your enterprise infrastructure and security requirements.
So we've covered the different aspects of test author, but going into 2026, right? What do you see for the future of AI-driven testing and generally the future of AI agents? Because we've seen them mature over the past 18 months. Now we are seeing them generate real value. So what's your take on it?
So one of the things which 2025 has really unlocked for us is this redefinition of AI agents, right? The way we look at it has changed, and it has unlocked huge potential for AI agents getting into 2026. We have seen that there is so much value in transforming messy inputs into structured representations, in routing intent, in orchestrating calls, in handling exceptions. So while in the middle of 2025 we are talking about whether hyperscalers are gonna get the entire full stack of it, but that perception has changed. An example is Cursor. So you can see that there is a lot of value that you can generate being in the middle layer.
Yeah.
So agents are going to have a huge play in 2026, but you have to look at them not as a solution. You have to build an ecosystem around them. You have to put a harness around your AI agents, and then you will see that you can move volume over your agents, and that's where they start delivering values to enterprises. I'm seeing a huge adoption of AI agents in enterprises in 2026 if you are able to put the right harness over it. And specifically in the area of engineering, there's a reshaping which is happening, which is just like an AI revolution.
And specifically about test author, what's there on the roadmap in 2026? Do give us, some insights from the inside, right?
Well, so we are looking at expanding test author in um, multiple vistas. So we are looking at bringing more ontologies to TMAP. This is an orthogonal array testing technique, which we are looking at bringing to test author more than a TMAP. We are also looking at bringing the AI testing, the very cutting edge techniques of eval engineering, something like TMAP for evals, right, into test author. Pretty excited about it.
So, as someone who works in building AI agents, the idea that test author can also test AI applications with evals, that's super exciting. I'd love to do a deeper dive on that maybe in another episode. For now, test author is available as a Jira plugin or a standalone application that can be hosted in your environment. Reach out to us for a demo of the system. Until then, thank you, Ashish, for such an enlightening session. And thank you for giving us the inputs on how test author is transforming the testing workflows in the industry.
Happy to talk about it, Varun. Thank you.
Thank you.